Superman 4 is the final installment in the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, and the next one in our retrospective series we are looking at. And I mean, Superman 4, yeah, you know, that film. I just, wow, I forgot after watching it just how bad this movie really was, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Let me know your thoughts down in that comment section below. Smash that like button for me and click subscribe as well. And let's talk Superman 4 right now. Okay, so Superman 4, the fourth installment in the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. And how do I talk about this movie? Well, it's definitely the worst Christopher Reeve Superman movie, and it probably is the worst Superman movie in my opinion. There is an absolute lot wrong when it comes to Superman 4, because just things just don't add up, don't make sense, and I really don't know what they were going for when it came to this particular installment in the Superman franchise. Now, we've already had Lex Luthor as the villain in the first one. We've already had General Zod, who is in the second movie. Then we had the supercomputer in the third one. And now we have Nuclear Man, created by Lex Luthor. I mean, Nuclear Man. Ah, yeah. This guy, this villain, is just completely, utterly cheesy. Definitely goes down the fantasy route, and the whole conception of him just makes zero, and I mean absolutely zero sense. It is this. It just makes no sense at all. So basically, we have Lex Luthor getting out of jail again, and he is basically the main villain again, and he has this plan of killing Superman. And how's he going to do that? He's going to create a bean from the DNA of Superman's hair, and he's going to put it on, create this like goo substance, and then send it up in a nuclear missile. And Superman's going to throw that nuclear missile into the sun, and it's going to create Nuclear Man. Now, I don't think the science checks out for that. I really don't, but hey, it's a comic book movie. I guess we've got to suspend our belief somehow. So I feel like the conception of Nuclear Man could have been done a lot better. I really do. And what I find really, really funny is there's a museum and it has his strand of hair, Superman's strand of hair, and it's holding this ball, this big ass ton, just concrete ball just hanging from the thing. And it's able to hold that, and you're telling me Lex can just come in with bolt cutters and cut it? I'm just like, okay then. I mean, it's comical. This movie is absolutely just pure laughs. I mean, you can't take this movie serious at all. There is a scene where Nuclear Man comes in and grabs the new love interest in this movie. I mean, I don't know why they add in a new love interest. It just doesn't make any sense. He grabs her and he flies her into space. Now, remember, if you go into space, you will last not even a second in space. You will explode. Your blood will just from the inside, just explode. Not this chick. She is able to withstand space, man. He's just carrying her in space while he fights Superman, and like Superman takes her and takes her back down. And I'm just like, wait, what the frick just happened there? She's in space. How is she breathing? How is she? What is going on here? This makes absolutely no sense at all. It just did not work in any level when it comes to that. And I'm just like, I get it. If this was made in like the 20s, say this was made in the 20s, I could forgive that. Because I'm like, yep, okay, I understand. You wouldn't know much about space in the 20s, so I get all that. Even the 50s, I'd be like, yeah, you don't know too much about it, so I could, maybe there's a chance. But this was not made then. This was not made. We had already been into space. We already know that humans can't survive in space, but yet they still decided to sit there and write that scene to happen, and it just blows my mind. And then let's talk about the love interest. It's not Lois Lane. It's this other girl, and I just feel like, why? We already had, like, they just literally drop Lana like that. She was in Superman 3 and they just drop her out of nowhere. I'm like, So what? We're just ditching Lana now. She doesn't even appear once in this movie, and now we've got Lois in here as well. And it's kind of like, what is going on here? And she remembers now that Clark is Superman, and then she forgets again. And I'm just like, what the fudge is going on here? It's a complete and utter mess. And this whole idea of Lex trying to kill Superman again, it's there's a lot, like, for a movie that is only an hour and a half, it does drag on. It really does. It takes a long time. Like, Nuclear Man doesn't come in until the last 30 minutes. It's very much drags on that whole first bit, and you're just kind of like, what's going on? The quest for peace. Superman getting all the nuclear bombs and taking them up into space and then doing a big spin and throwing it to the sun, and it getting to the sun like that. It just hits the sun. So, I mean, none of it checks out. None of it checks out. And I'm like, again, if this was made way back, I'm talking 50s and stuff like that, I could forgive you. I could be like, yeah, we didn't have that knowledge. But as you get into like the 70s and 80s, you kind of have an idea of how far that sun is away. And in order to throw the nuclear bombs and it hit the sun like that, and then the same with Nuclear Man, he's there and then he's boom, he's creating his back. It's like not even a day. And it's like, what? Doesn't make any sense at all. None of it does. And this whole idea of Clark seeing two girls at the same time, one as Superman, one as Clark, it's just a bore fest. It's a drag. Like, episode, like, number two, the second movie did such a good job with instilling that relationship of Lois and Clark and Superman. Just brilliant. Like, that was my favorite thing about that, was those scenes, that relationship. And since then, they have not built upon that. And I don't understand why. You had such a good, strong love interest, and you were building something so good with the building blocks there, and all of a sudden, you've just dropped the ball completely. And when you come to the fourth one, it's just like, what the hell is going on? Like, why are you doing this? No one cares about this new chick coming in, taking over the paper. And now she's got a thing for nice guys. Like, that's just like, oh, such a drag. You're just dropping everything that's great for crap. And I don't know why they did it. I really don't. Now, what are some of the redeeming qualities of this movie? That's the question. I guess there's some comedic elements. I guess the Lex's nephew is quite funny. I mean, obviously it's Alan from Two and a Half Men, so he's hilarious. And it's funny that he becomes Lex Luthor in Supergirl. Like, I just find that hilarious that he is the nephew here and then becomes Lex Luthor. Like, I think that's ironic. That is just so ironic. And there's some comedic elements, and I don't know whether they're supposed to be comedic or not. I don't know. The final battle, though, oh my word, it is awful. And like I said, I can forgive it because of the time it was made. You don't have all these abilities to go out and bring in professional fighters and professional martial artists who can teach you how to do those things and, get it all right. I get that and I understand that, but this is it's just awful. It's comedic at times, and I'm sitting there like, am I supposed to laugh, or is this supposed to be a serious fight? Because I don't know. The tone of the movie is just all over the place. I'm kind of like, well, I don't know how to feel about this at this point. So it's a bit of a shame that it comes down to that. I just, I don't really find anything redeeming. I don't like Lex as a character at all. I just feel like he's dumb. He talks about how he's the smartest criminal mind on the planet and in history, and yet he's the dumbest I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Like, just completely dumb. It's just not funny at all, and I'm just like, come on, man, really? So this was a very hard watch, and it was a drag. I'd be lying to say if it wasn't a drag. Obviously, I love Christopher Reeve as Superman. I think he's absolutely spectacular. I love the way that he portrays Clark and Superman, and the personas are so different. It's like this confident guy, and then this really nerdy-like guy that is, clumsy. I like that. He's just so good at that. It really works, and it's believable that they're two different people. I can see that. So he does carry this, and when he's on screen with Lois, it's good. And then when Lois is gone and this new chick comes in, I'm just kind of like, I don't care. I don't care about this. Just stop it. Can we get back to Lois and that? And I felt like the conception of Nuclear Man could have been executed way, way better. Like, I don't know what they were doing there. He doesn't even, like, have any character. He just grunts. It's literally Zord's right-hand man guy, the big guy that's like all the time. It's literally him. He's just a meathead. Why couldn't we give Nuclear Man some depth or something like that? Why couldn't you do that? Maybe you could have had him, I don't know, like, I get it, it's a trope to have him fall into nuclear waste or something like that and become Nuclear Man. But that could have been something to build upon, that could have happened. And then it's like, hey, Superman didn't save me. And now I'm out to get Superman because he chose not to come and save me. And now I've been fallen in this chemical waste and now I have these powers that I can't do anything. And it makes zero sense. Like, why wouldn't you do it that way instead of having, like, I'm going to touch it onto a nuclear bomb, Superman's going to fly it into the sun, and then Nuclear Man's going to be born from the sun. I don't know. It's just, yeah. This movie to me, I did not like it at all. It's so bad. I forgot how bad it was. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Smash that like button for me and click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.